Of course, Stephen A. is not in the building, and I get it. No, this is not Morris Chestnut, and I get that all the time, too. But damn it, this is First Take. I got the legend, Michael Wilborn, in the house. My girl Shay in the house. No Stephen A. We diving into the Knicks fumbling the bag. The Denver Nuggets getting taken down by the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I'm in this seat today. Not Stephen A., but your boy Big Perk. First Take in the house. Holla at your boy! Woo!
The Knicks lead 91-79 as we start the fourth quarter. They have been nearly unbeatable when they have a lead heading into the fourth.
CJ McCollum in his villain arc puts Atlanta up. Brunson to tie the game, and he does!
Ice cold.
Hawks looking to run. Johnson slams it home. Atlanta has its largest lead.
You got to play better with the lead. That's twice in the fourth quarter now that we've done that.
Atlanta comes all the way back and ties the series.
Can we call it a good Tuesday here in New York? I don't know. Knicks and Hawks last night at the Garden. We'll dive into that in a minute. In the meantime, look at you at the cold open, Big Perk.
Hey, you know what it is when I'm in the building with my Chi-Town people.
That's right.
You know what they say you know what Bernie Mac said? Chi-Town, don't pay a country boy nothing.
But people from Chicago don't say Chi-Town, right? Well, Bob, we won't. That's right.
We don't eat deep dish either. That's
well, that's you. I do.
Come on, Shay.
We'll do this later on. Anyways, let's go to what we saw last night. Hi, Wilbon. How are you?
Good. I'm happy to be with you guys with the A-team over here. Stephen A. just bailed because I was coming. He just said,
"No, it's a Knicks.
I don't even need him."
He emotionally, you know, he needs a day off.
Emotionally.
Needs a hug.
Today was one of those days. Okay, to the VO here. Knicks and Hawks at the Garden last night. And despite New York leading by 12 heading into the fourth quarter, the Hawks won by 1. Mikal Bridges' jumper, a miss as time expired. CJ McCollum, 32 points. Kuminga put in 19. Now the series tied up at a game apiece as it shifts to Atlanta. Here's CJ McCollum on the idea of him playing the villain role at MSG.
I am no villain. I'm a nice guy with 2 kids and a wife. I think it's admiration. Great, passionate fans in a really hostile environment. It's fun. It's basketball. It's the playoffs. And if anything, I think it's a sign of respect.
Obviously, I can control what I can control. And so poor decision making on my part. And a couple possessions, they played great defense, knocked the ball in my hands. We just had to we got to play better with the lead. That's twice in the fourth quarter now that we've done that.
We got to play better in the fourth quarter. I don't know necessarily you, Brunson. We, as in the whole Knicks. Anyways, last night, did the Knicks give one away or did the Hawks steal one at the Garden? What do you think, Perk?
Oh, the Hawks stole that one. They went and got that one. They earned every bit of that win, and it started with CJ McCollum, right? And it started with his veteran leadership and his poise. And what he done was he set the tone from the jump, game 1, and he carried on to game 2. And then all of a sudden, we saw Jonathan Kuminga come in off the bench, right? I know CJ is getting all the love, but Jonathan Kuminga, by the way, somebody for Golden State needs to be fired for making that trade. That's how tremendous this guy upside is when you look at what he brought to the table last night. His athleticism, the 19 points off the bench, just his whole championship experience and everything he brought to the table. But the Atlanta Hawks, I got to give a lot of credit to Quinn Snyder, the substitutions that he had out there, like having that lineup where he had the offensive guys out there. It was just a beautiful thing to see. And the crazy thing is that we witnessed the Hawks get a 1-point win on the road, and Jalen Johnson still hasn't played his best basketball.
But CJ, I want to go back to the CJ point of it all. I mean, he was the star of that last night because he's got a neophyte playoff team with guys still figuring it out, other than Kuminga. And he sort of settled them down by doing all these antics, I thought, with dealing with the Garden, basically telling his own players, this is not too big for us. We're fine. We belong in this spot. And I think Atlanta, absolutely to your question, Shay, stole a game from the Knicks last night. And yeah, the Knicks got into, as Brunson, referred, bad habits late in game 1 that carried over to game 2. Now what? I mean, can they eliminate those things? I'll tell you another bad habit. I thought they were past, Perk, the point of not involving Cat late in games. Jalen Brunson's the best player on the Knicks. Cat, at times, will have to be the most important player in a series. And when you have 2 shots with your Karl Anthony Towns in the 4th quarter, not enough. And by the way, I know I'm getting a far field. Can you go with double bigs? Mitchell Robinson was terrific early. And then he and Cat just sort of, I don't want to say they disappeared. Whether it was focus, whether it's something that Mike Brown will have to do, whether it's something Jalen Brunson as a forward general will have to do, those guys have to be incorporated, or we can see the same thing in Game 3 in Atlanta.
No, I agree. And 50% of the blame goes to Mike Brown, and the other 50% goes to Jalen Brunson. You know, you're the head far as getting Karl Anthony Towns involved more, especially in the 4th quarter. And you're right. He is the most important player on the Knicks team. If the Knicks are trying to go to the promised land, they're going to have to feature Karl Anthony Towns. He's one of the best shooting bigs to ever play the game. He's one of the most skilled bigs to ever play the game. On top of that, they had nobody that could stop him, nobody that could guard him on the Hawks team. So I'm not understanding. As the point guard, Big Body Brunson, you're out there on the floor. How about slowing up the game and saying, you know what, hey, get your big behind down here on this low block, or get to this nail. We about to run the play to get you downhill or get you to isolation or put you in the spot to put you in position to be successful. Love the idea of the big lineup. Mitchell Robinson, Karl Anthony Towns. We saw a lot of that in Minnesota with him and Rudy Gobert, and they had good success with that. So I just don't understand why the Knicks been battling this whole identity crisis offensively when it comes down to featuring Cat in the offense. We see his numbers this year took a dip anyway. I thought they got it right towards the end of the season because we were seeing more 2-man action and Cat being involved. But Cat, this one, you can't blame this one on him. He played his behind off on both ends of the floor.
It was confusing to me, too. Like, there were some lineup changes there, and then you have both Brunson and Cat on the bench, and then you let the lead slip away. And then they went back to it again late in the game. The same thing. They had them both on the bench. And after the game, I know Mike Brown said we had tried those lineup changes a few times, and they were successful. Well, they weren't successful last night. One of those two should be on the floor at all times. I didn't understand that. Like, you watched it dissipate. And then we have the issue with CJ McCollum. They had no answer for CJ McCollum last night. He had 32 points. And so here was CJ. And if he was maybe seeking out Jalen Brunson on the offensive side, listen to CJ.
It was like you were maybe intentionally, maybe not looking to get that matchup against Jalen. I know you said it's not about beating him, but did you like what you had in those one-on-one scenarios when you were getting to the room?
What you think?
Was that what you said?
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I know he said he's not the villain. I love it, too.
I love it.
He's not the villain. He's got 2 kids and a wife. But those kinds of answers is what makes him a little bit of a villain at MSG. Bigger issue for the Knicks last night. Was it the Knicks offense or the defense and the problems that CJ McCollum posed? What do you think, Wilbon?
Well, offensively, they had their lowest 4th quarter output of the season, 15 points. So something offensively is going on. And so what do? I can't wait to hear Perk's answer on this. What do you do against CJ in Game 2, knowing that they're sort of hunting Jalen? I mean, how much help are you going to give?